Before I go into the assignment, I just want to say a few words about the opening and closing meditations. As I told you early on, I was ordained a priest in an African American congregation, and I had an absolute blast in that congregation with the singing and the music. And so the first YouTube clip, "Marching to Zion," was so much fun because we always clapped, and so I used that particular song as the music at the offertory, and we just had a blast. And this staid Anglo-Catholic uh, bishop who ordained me, I'm glad I had him on tape as clapping, so sort of uncharacteristic of him. And then the last meditation on here was the exit hymn for my ordination too. It was hard to find exactly something that had the same sense and feel of the congregation where I was ordained, but at least these were the best of the bunch. And some of you may have been in places where this music is done with great vigor and joy. So, the assignment. And I've put this in discussion format so that people can go ahead and read what it is that you have to say and then respond to it, rather than have you write it out and then have me upload it again. One of the things, like I said before, you're teaching me, and one of the things that you taught me is maybe a slightly better way of managing some of these assignments. So this assignment is a summation assignment. Like I said, there's no research required, none at all. But I want you to go back and say, what have you learned from your Patronus? You spent 9 weeks with this individual, reading and learning. What have you learned? You don't have to answer all of these questions in quite this order, but I want you to think about them as you craft your response. So what have you learned from your Patronus? Was there something that surprised you? If you went in with preconceived notions and you came out saying, golly, I didn't know that they did that. I didn't know. I just, blown away. Were there things that confused you about what your Patronus position or Patronus may have taken? Was there something, that may have dismayed you, that you just thought, man, I can't believe he or she thought that, and that's really disturbing, and I might have to go back and rethink some. Were there some shortcomings? Certainly areas we know that they didn't really address, and what were their strong points? Just go back and look at your Patronus as a whole person again, as a whole theological thinker, and some evaluations there. And then similarly, and part of the reason I want this as a discussion is because I really would like other people to see some of the answers to these next sets of questions. What more do you think you need to know? Not just from your Patronus, but in general. Some of you said, well, I haven't had my class in this yet. Has this exercise, and you can go through and look and go back and see what the canonical areas are. Has this exercise helped you realize, okay, well now I really need to make sure I take some classes in that, or now I know if I've got some options where I might want to go with some of those classes. And what so what have you seen that you need to think about when you go into the future? Similarly, what have your classmates, or what did the class reveal about not just what you need to take, but what even if you have taken a class in, what you need to know more, or you need to think more deeply about. All of these things. It's sort of a stock-taking exercise in addition to the Patronus exercise, or maybe another way to put it would be, what did you learn about you as you went through here? Again, as I think I pointed out in the bricolage assignment, we bring ourselves to any ministerial opportunity, and almost all of life is a ministerial opportunity. We bring that. Our shortcomings, our strengths, our works, all of those kinds of things. So what did you learn about you? I don't expect this to go into great depth. Again, I really want you to sort of take a breath and be able to step back and say, okay, this is what I've sort of gained from being with this Patronus and being with me over this last 8 or 9 weeks. Where am I coming out on the other side? And what does that mean in terms of how I might chart the rest of my time at Iliff or any other kind of reading or continuing education or professional development I might want to undertake. So I look forward to seeing how you and your Patronus have got on and where they might be pointing you.